Hey tribe, good morning. It is the first official day of 10 pages a day virtual book club. I'm glad you came back, and I just wanted to kick this whole thing off with my first book that we're reading, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind: 10 Unconventional Laws to Redefine Your Life and Succeed on Your Own Terms by founder of MindValley.com, Vishen Lakhiani. I will include links to where to buy this book, to Mindvalley, all of that below. Before we get started, quick disclaimer, I am in no way affiliated or linked with Vishen Lakhiani or Mindvalley.com. I became a fan and follower of theirs the early part of last year. So when he wrote this book, which is his first, I jumped on the opportunity to pre-order because I am part of that community. So I did pay for this book with my own money. This is not, any sort of push for him at all. I do think, though, that there may be some material on his website or in his book that could be profound for somebody who's ready to hear it, or, if that's something that they need right now in their lives. So that having been said, a little bit about Vishen. He is a Malaysian entrepreneur, Malaysian American. He came here from Malaysia, became a United States citizen, worked in New York for a while, building his company out of his apartment and the Starbucks down the street. He eventually did move back to Malaysia, where he founded Mindvalley and Mindvalley.com. And Mindvalley is basically a platform for thought leaders and the community and the tribe that they build to come and learn different personal growth and development and hacking, sometimes biohacking, mental hacking techniques and concepts to just change the way they think. He has a program he calls Consciousness Engineering, which is basically what it sounds like. It's engineering your own consciousness and shifting out of certain patterns and behaviors to lead the best life possible for you. That also having been said, I have had the opportunity to meet him in a random chance encounter in October of last year. I had written him down in a kind of a manifestation journal that was inspired by something he talked about in one of his videos. And I'd written him down as a person I was going to meet within the next year to 2 years. Being completely honest, it was kind of one of those things, was like, well, sure, maybe, probably not, who knows? And this trip to New York was one of those kind of reality bending trips for me. It was so much more than just going to New York and shopping. And it was the kind of trip that broadened my awareness. It broadened my appreciation for the shifts that were happening in my own life and in my own beliefs about gratitude and attraction and how I shape my own reality. And that's a lot of the stuff that I had come to maybe previously, because I remember reading a lot of this stuff in books before, but I came to it and heard it on Mindvalley as a different person, and so it took root in me. On the end of that trip, completely at random, in the airport in Houston, I ran into Vishen Lakhiani. So, I was stunned, actually, and I had goosebumps all up and down because, like I said, he was on my list of people that I would meet within the next year. So he was very gracious, very warm. He invited me to sit down at his table for a couple minutes. I didn't want to bother him. The man was like deep off in a bowl of chili, And he gifted me with his new program, which I think was the precursor to this book coming out. And I just was really excited to meet one of his tribe, and just a really, really grounded, very, very warm, nice person. I immediately, of course, made phone calls to my mother, my father, my boyfriend, everybody like, oh my God, oh my God. I was just so excited. But again, no affiliation. I did tell him, though, that I will be going to his Awesomeness Fest, which people have to apply to get into, and where he was coincidentally coming from when I met him. I will be seeing him at Awesomeness Fest within the next couple of years. So I'll be excited to keep working on making that a reality. Let me get a little bit closer here. So, again, our book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakhiani. I'm going to go through the intro really quickly here, and this will be just, like I said, a basic intro of who Vishen is and what the intro to the book is. He talks about his story a little bit in the intro and how this all came about. He also talks about those 10 unconventional laws that are mentioned right on the cover. And he breaks the book into 4 parts. The 4 parts are living in the culturescape, how you are shaped by the world around you. That's part 1. Part 2 is the awakening, so the power to choose your version of the world. Part 3 is recoding yourself, transforming your inner world. And part 4 is becoming extraordinary and changing the world. Those 4 parts are comprised of those 10 unconventional laws. So we're going to go through those just really briefly. Law number 1 is transcend the culturescape, and we'll talk more about the culturescape in that chapter. Number 2 is question the rules. And rules is a word mashup of BS, rules. Law number 3 is practice consciousness engineering. So learning how to think like a hacker and understand how your beliefs and practices shape you. Here we go. Law number 4 is rewrite your models of reality. Juicy. Law number 5, upgrade your systems for living. Law number 6, bend your reality. Law number 7, live in blisscipline. Let's getting into happiness and flow. Law number 8, create a vision for your future. It's always good to know where you want to be going. Law number 9, and I can't say this because there are probably be underaged watchers, but be un-F-withable. It's basically being rock solid in your own self so that judgment from others or fear of loss no longer affect you. And then law number 10, embrace your quest. And I like to emphasize when I look at this, when I read this, because it's about what's for you in this life. Everybody's life is different. We're all constructed of the same thing, but we're not all the same thing. So remembering that is important. He also adds some bonus sections to the end of the book, which is practice transcendence, a 20-minute daily practice called the 6-phase meditation. That's actually one of the ways I got started in meditation, and it's actually very good. It's only 20 minutes long, and it's broken into pieces, so if you can't do all of it, it's really nice. And then following the code of the extraordinary mind, which is just additional tools and practices that you can bring into your life on a daily basis to just keep digging in and diving into the code of the extraordinary mind. So tune in to the next video, which I'm actually going to record today because I read the first 10 pages and I just want to get started. So I'll include links again to where to purchase the book, a little bit more about Mindvalley, and I'll see you in the next video.